Hey crafty friends, this is Denise with PaperKraftD. Welcome to my 100-day project video series where I finish one quick paper crafting project every day for 100 days. I'm hoping these videos will inspire you to develop your own daily habit to practice your craft. Even if you only have 15 to 20 minutes, these videos are perfect for you. So if you're looking for ideas, inspiration, and motivation, I hope you join in and maybe even craft along with me. So let's get paper crafting. Today we're going to continue working on this card that we're making for the Nature Journal series. And if you recall, we are
using one of those belt buckle closures that we had made a couple days ago. Okay. Yesterday we made all these little interior pages. Made this into just a little booklet for journaling. I just love that. Okay. We also cut this down so it'll fit on the front like this, which I think is super cute. I'm thinking for this one, I really want to incorporate a photo. I haven't done a lot of memory keeping in these cards. And I really want to use this one. We recently went to a wedding in Santa Cruz and did a couple nature hikes, and I got this great photo of this crazy looking mushroom. Isn't that nuts? And that's a banana slug, the first time I've seen one of those. So that was kind of cool. And this was up in the redwood forest, those gorgeous redwoods. Oh my lord. Alright, so yeah, so I'm gonna have to cut this out. I'm just gonna go ahead. I just printed this on my Epson printer.
Okay, so I just want to kind of get a sense of what this is all how this is gonna come together. So I want to include like the picture there, or maybe there. This makes this side really, really busy. Just feeling like maybe over here is a little bit better for this one. Yeah, look like I want to do some stamping. So this is more of like a background stamping, not like a stamping that's gonna be central to the theme. So this long one might work. And this is from the Field Notes Stamp and Die set, CSD 394. Let's see, I'm just going to ink this puppy up. Perfect, love it. Okay. There we go. I love that. I love this stamp. All these stamps are fabulous, but do I want to put it again? Just kind of make it like a little frame. I'm thinking so. Could even do it up here like that, and then down there like that. That actually looks kind of cool. Yep. All right. Okay, so now it's time to add a little bit of some trim. I don't want to use more of that because we just used some of that. Let me just kind of dig through my basket of trims and laces. This is just scraps. Okay, so I pulled a few options. I'm thinking that I want to go with something like this up here. I want to capture the white. So, I don't know, something like that. Cut that off. Let's see, this has this little rounded top. I could even go like that. That would look really cool. The little rounded top on the top. I really like that idea. Okay, so it's got white up here, and then I wanted something fairly wide. So I was thinking like this, like hang over the edge. And I don't want anything thick. I want a very thin lace, just because it's why is that? Why do I want a very thin lace? Oh, because I don't want to add a lot of bulk to this. I want to keep this very flat on the front, not dimensional, so that when I open this like this, it's actually functional to write on. So, you know, I turn the page here, I can still write on it. Okay, so if this has a lot of dimensional pieces, that's going to be near impossible to do. What I like about this one is that it's a little more sheer and you can see like the blue through it. But I don't really love this so much, and I don't like the hearts. So no. I think I'm gonna go with this. Let's see, do I want it this way? Yeah, probably this way. I might, maybe I'll take some off the top a little bit. I like the way that's angled. Maybe I'll take a little bit off the bottom. Let's just take a little bit off and see what happens. See, I want to be able to see that title now that we've put that there. So that's irritating. Okay. There we go. So at least you're getting a hint of that title now, even if you don't see the whole thing. Sometimes not seeing the whole thing is even better, because then you're like, wait, what does that say? It's kind of human nature, right? We're like, wait, what? I'm missing out. FOMO, FOMO. There we go. All right, so that would go like that. And then this would have like the white up here. There we go, more or less. All right, I really like that. All right, so that just needs one more little label or something in here, and then I think we're good as far as the cover is going. So I'm gonna go ahead and glue these down. Okay, so I found this little frame here in my bag of tricks, and I think that's gonna look really cute, like explorations and adventures, you know, highlighting that. But the craft is like just kind of getting lost in here. So remember this book and this? I'm thinking that I'll cut this out of here. Yeah, I think that would look really nice. Okay, so I'm gonna do that, and I might do some reinforcers for down here, either I think from this craft cardstock, because I need something a little thicker. Okay, so I just die cut a couple of this border, 222, 3 planner cards 1, and you can see them right here. And then I did a couple of, where are they? A couple of these. I don't see what the other one went. But anyway, that comes from this die set. It is an Art Journal Special 2114 flower or border flower. So yeah, that looks better on there, definitely. And then it distinguishes this from this shape as well. So I'm gluing that label, and you can see that's going to overhang the craft portion, which I like. And then I go ahead and glue this down to the front of the card, just centering it on there. Okay, and then I've got this and I've got this. So that would go, could go down here. Like that. But I feel like it needs this darker brown before I do that. Okay, so I just want to take, let's see, this. So I want to use this decorative strip along the bottom, but I first want to darken it up. And I'm applying this strip directly to the ink pad and laying it on top of the ink pad and then kind of just daubing the top of it. And you can see I'm using some paper so I don't get ink all over my hands when I kind of daub it. And I apologize, this part's off camera. Hopefully you'll see the process more fully in a sec. And that was ground espresso archival, but I think I'm also going to use some of this walnut stain distress ink. I think this is a little warmer. Yeah. Oops, sorry. You can see that's maybe a little warmer. There we go. I think that's looking pretty good. Yeah. Yeah, I just felt like this needed a little bit more grounding. It wasn't dark enough for my liking. Okay. Just do some trimming on there, but you see how that kind of grounds it a little bit? Ah, that looks really pretty. Wouldn't even hurt if this were brown. That would have looked really pretty, huh? Is there any way to do that now, after the fact? Ooh, maybe. Ah, okay. It's okay. It's all good. Figure out a way. Okay, so I'm trimming these out. I'm gonna zoom in for you here so you can see what I'm doing. I realized that I'm going to be covering this on two sides like that. So this doesn't need to be very precise. I just need to make sure none of that gets into where the hole is. Yeah, none of this needs to be super duper precise. Ooh, don't want to cut that though. The shape of that little ring thing. Does that make sense? Hopefully it makes sense. All right, so do I want the whitish or the brownish reddish? Oh, I like that one in front. I like the way it kind of draws the color over there. Yes, I like that a lot. Okay, so that goes over this like that. And you really can't even tell that we kind of made a mess out of trimming those up, right? I mean, that's not visible anymore. That looks kind of cool from the back too. But that's what it looks like so far from the front. Okay, so before I finish off the front of this, I just wanted to address this inside. This is half of a word and it's Christmas, so really doesn't fit our theme. So I thought I'd just put like a little label over the top of it. And I can put a word on that too if I want, but at least I can do that later when I'm journaling, if I, decide I want to do that. Yep, and it kind of draws in that darker color, which I like. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. That one's really dark, but that's what we got. I could use that side, which could look kind of cool too. My concentration's not 100% today, guys. I'm sorry. I am so achy. But actually keeping busy is distracting, so that's good. And now I'm going to start making the belt closure for this card, and I'm just measuring out 3 widths of Hug Snug seam binding, which is the ribbon I'm going to use for the closure. And I don't want to leave that white, so I'm going to colorize it with some inks. And of course you can use your Distress Oxide spray if you have that. If you don't have it, you can just use the pad and add some water, but this definitely gives you a, fuller coverage. I'm just using some Speckled Egg Distress Oxide spray. Okay, so this is about 80% dry. I'm just going to add some of this Stormy Sky. Just add some to my mat here, and I'm just going to crunch this up and kind of pounce it. Okay, and then I'm going to scrunch it in a whole different way and then pounce that. Turn it over. And you see you kind of get this little variegation in color. All right, this is mostly, I think this is pretty much dry now. I am just going to now add one more layer of this ink, just dry. And this is, it becomes a little more concentrated this way. I'm just using that same method of just, pouncing in certain areas. Kind of get that, and you can do more if you want. I'm going to leave it there for now, but you kind of get the idea. And look how cool that paper looks, all crinkly and with cool colors on it. I'm loving that. Love it, love it, love it. I think the Tylenol is starting to kick in. All right, so look at how cool that looks. I love all the variegation. All right, and then that's gonna kind of go on there. So you see it has all those colors. Isn't that cool? All right, so now I need to decide which of these I want to use. The orangier one or the brownier one. I've also got this side. But, ooh, oh, that one's cool. Huh. Well, I mean, they're all cool, but yeah, there's that side's cool too, but I think I'm going to do this side. All right. So I'm just going to thread this through here. Boy, am I impatient today. I'm just going to use my pokey tool, get it through, and then get it through this hole here. Okay. All right, there we go. And then I want to lift this up slightly. Don't want to pull that through. And Okay. Okay. Okay, so yesterday I sewed this. Today on this one I just added a little dab of glue between the two. I don't think this is going to get open and closed a lot, so I'm not too worried about it. But then, you know, you just take this. Okay. And poke that through there. Okay, so once it's through both hoops, then I can just, you know, tighten this side so that it's basically flush with the paper, and then hold that down and pull this string here. I want this to be pretty, so I make it like that. Okay. Yes, I'm liking that. And then, let's see. There we go. Got that pretty piece right here, and then I can fray this a little bit. I like it a little bit more, a little rougher. I felt like, you know, this needed something else, especially up here. I'm curious if this might work. I actually kind of like the way that looks. But to do that, let's see, I'd have to take, let's see what this would look like this. If I took this off. I mean, because I want it to look pretty even without that there. All right, I don't mind that, especially if I put like a little banner or something there, I think. Okay. So I'm attaching this label outline to the very back page of this. Sorry, it's off camera again a little bit, but you'll see in a moment. I'm just going to add it to the very back page so that it gets on that file tab. Okay, and then I'm going to glue another one. On the front of this, kind of just exactly where the other one is. But I better turn it around so I can actually see what I'm doing. This is kind of precision work, so. Okay, so that's pretty much lines up with the other one. Make sure that I get that straight for this one. And then I'm just going to turn this over, and well, I can either do that or I can just fold it over. What should I do here? Oh, I might just fold it over. Why not? Okay, so now this area is just looking a little odd. So I'm feeling like it needs, I don't know, maybe something like that, just to kind of break up all those brown shapes. Kind of pull some of the gold out of there as well, which I kind of like. All right, I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to commit. I'm just going to do it. I don't have to think about it anymore. Just do it. There we go. Yes, I kind of like that. I really like this, but this is obviously, it's too big. So I'm just cutting off a portion of that die cut film strip.
Maybe something something like that, but it's a little too bright for me. Like, this is a very small amount of this, so kind of don't mind it. But this is a lot of this, so, and every time I do this, so I just want to kind of, I don't know, knock that brightness down a little bit. See how that makes a difference? So can you see the difference between this one and like that one? Yeah, hopefully you can see the difference. It's subtle, but I kind of feeling like that's exactly what we needed here. I wonder if I should do it like over the top or tucked under. Yeah, tucked under for sure.
Okay. All right, I'm really liking that. Let's see, I'm gonna open this up. I'm thinking this needs a little bit more of something, like that could go just like that. Oy. And I'm using my nail file to, again, knock back some of the brightness and just make it a little bit more distressy. I apologize that this part is off camera, but I'm just rubbing the nail file on the die cut over the top, back and forth. Okay, just put this right over this. I don't want it to go over where it says garden though, overhanging right there. So I've got to fold this back like that. Okay. And that's fine because I can actually take this if I wanted. And I'm just gluing that little piece to the adjacent page. So it's not as noticeable that we had to cut it off so you could turn the page. And now I'm taking some brown pen just to kind of fill in the gap area where there was just a gap between the end of that brown label and the paper. So I just filled that in with a little bit of ink. All right, I am liking that so far. And I'm thinking I'll do the same thing over here. Interesting. I might not even put this one on here because it doesn't even matter. I think it looks just fine. I'll leave it there just in case, but I actually like that one just fine. This one, it's a little bit more noticeable because it's off the side a little bit more. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna come back to this side. I've got that and that. All right, so I'm thinking like just add a few of these little gold numbers here to this thing somehow. Yeah. And those are just from this thing. I'm just playing around with shapes a little bit and thought this would be kind of an interesting design on this page right here. Okay, so same thing, I just sanded that down a little bit to take off some of the shine, and I'm just going to glue this on top of here. You can see what it looks like without it. And I think it just adds, you know, just adds a nice little bit of interest. I don't know. I want it to be fairly even, or straight is what I'm talking about. Even. What are you talking about, Denise? I have no idea. All right. And then this, more or less like that. Okay, and that looks pretty straight. All right, so I like these, the way these are kind of staggered like that. So yeah, to me, and then this one up here. So it kind of, it makes like a, you kind of go in a circle like that. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever. All right, I've got that. Do I want to add anything else in here? All right, I've got a smaller one of these. All right, so what about like here? Yeah, I think that actually looks pretty good. All right, I think I'm gonna add some stamping to the interior in here. And I'm just gonna, there we go, make sure it looks good. Oh, I like that. I think that looks cool. All right, do I want to add some over here? I could have added it before this, but I don't know if I really want to add it over the top of this. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just try it. The worst that can happen is I ruin the whole thing. Ha ha! Alright, this one's going to be grungy. I'm warning you because I'm going over this thing. But oh, it still turned out pretty cool, actually. Huh. I actually like that. That looks kind of cool. All right. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, just adds kind of a little bit of interest in there. All right, before I forget, I want to go around this with something redder or like a stronger orange. Okay, so I'm just going to use my Copics. This one's strong red. And you can see I swatched it like right here. I think that's a good color. I also have this, what color was that one? I think that was prawn red. Yeah, it was called the color prawn, R24. This is R46. I'm just gonna go around it and see if that makes any difference whatsoever. Just adding a little bit of some, red in there. I don't want to do a ton. And I love the colors that are already in there. Just kind of feeling like it needs that little bit, that little pop of red. Okay. Okay, it's got to dry now. Don't want to get that on the ribbon. All right, I could use a little bit of the prawn too, I guess. Oof, stop. Okay, so you can kind of see that's definitely getting more of the red in there. And that's actually kind of cool looking. I'm actually really liking that. All right, so there's just this huge area here that to me draws the eye and detracts from the focal point image. So I think it needs something there to kind of draw the eye back this way. I think this might work. I also want to do some stitching, I think, back here and maybe on some of the interior pages. So I added a little stitching along here. I also covered up this little area that wasn't, that didn't like flow, where they didn't meld very well, with a little bit of washi tape and put it around the back. I think that looks really nice. I added some stitching here. I added some stitching here. And I added some stitching here, and then I got ambitious and decided to add some stitching here. And now I'm kind of regretting that I put the stitching there. I just feel like now it's stopping here. The flow of the card is stopping here again. It's not, the focus isn't on that, but that's easily remedied. I'm just gonna take one of my little round brushes. Let me just use some walnut stain, but if I just kind of darken this up a little bit. Okay, yeah, I definitely like that better. And I do like that little bit of texture in it. It is kind of interesting. So I am definitely liking that. And it has that same repetition of color and shape and pattern that we have throughout this entire series. So I can just put it in with the rest of the looks pretty cool in there, huh? All right. I hope you enjoyed today's video and that you found some ideas and inspiration to develop your own daily habit and to practice your craft. That is, after all, what the 100-Day Project is all about, that we inspire each other, that we build community, and that we just really get motivated to express ourselves creatively. If you enjoyed today's video, please give this a thumbs up, leave me a comment. I really would love to hear what you're doing and what your plans are for the 100-Day Project, or if you're just enjoying watching everybody's videos, that's okay too. And if you haven't yet subscribed and you enjoy this kind of content, I hope that you do so and that you share my channel with your friends. I will continue posting videos for this 100-Day Project if I get community involvement and people seem to be enjoying these videos. I will continue to do the 100-Day Project regardless, but I just might not post it on social media as frequently if I don't get that kind of involvement and engagement. I want to thank you so much for joining me today. Again, this is Denise with PaperKraftD, and craft on.